Hello guys, here I am going to discuss about Xampp server, which is local web server under any platform. The name itself explains about it. That is, Xampp stands for cross-platform X, Apache A, mysql or MariaDB represents M. First P is represents PHP and another P represents Perl. It is a simple, lightweight Apache distribution that makes it extremely easy for any kind of developer to create a local web server for any kind of web development services or testing purposes. Before going to installation, I would like to discuss about more how Zamp works and what are the hidden modules are within the Xampp server software. Here, X stands for cross-platform, which will works under any kind of operating system like Linux, Windows or Mac OS X. Next one is A. A means Apache. Apache is an open source web server application that processes and delivers web content to a computer. Apache is the most popular web server online, powering nearly 54% of all websites. The server application is made available as a free software by the Apache Software Foundation. Next one is M. M represents MySQL or MariaDB. Here, Xampp contains one of the most popular relational database management systems in the world, in combination with the web server Apache and scripting language PHP. MySQL offers data storage of web services. Current Xampp versions replaced MySQL with MariaDB. Next one is P. PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. Repeating it, Hypertext Preprocessor. It is a server-side scripting language that powers some of the most popular websites in the world, including WordPress and Facebook. It is the open source, relatively easy to learn and works perfectly with MySQL and making it a popular choice for most of the web developers. And next one is P. The scripting language Perl is used in system administration, web development and network programming like PHP. Perl also enables users to program dynamic web applications. Although less popular for web development purposes, Perl has a lot of niche applications. Alongside these core components, let's check out the components which I am getting by the Xampp software. First one is Apache. It's a default web server application, comes through the Xampp server. It's a version of 2.4.28. Next one is MySQL. It's nothing but a database management system which contains the version of 5.6.26. Next one is MariaDB. It's also a database management system with the version of 10.1.28. Next one is PHP. It's a server-side programming language as well as a general purpose programming language which requires a web server to execute. It's the version of 7.1.11. Next one is PHP-MyAdmin. It's the admin tool for working with MySQL. Next one is PHP-MyAdmin. It is an admin tool for working with MySQL through the local host. It's the version of 4.7.4. Next one is OpenSSL, an open source implementation of two popular security portals, that is SSL and TSL. These are the security portals which represents the before the domain name, that is HTTP or HTTPS. HTTPS represents nothing more than it's a secure website for transactions or display the content. This kind of representation is used for the HTTPS. So it is the open source security portals, nothing more than it. It's the version given by the Xampp is 1.0.2. Next one is Zap Control Panel. A simple control panel for working with different Xampp components. That is the version of 3.2.2. Next one is WebAnalyzer. It's an analytics tool that generates user logs, bandwidth, traffic, usage metrics, these kind of things. It's the version of 2.23-04. Next one is Mercury Mail or Transport System, a simple open source mail server. It's the version of 4.63. Next one is FileZilla FTP server. I am repeating it, it's a FileZilla FTP server, not a FTP client. A file transfer protocol server to make file transfers smoother from a remote location to your system. It's a it's a version of 0.9.41. Next one is Tomcat. It's a popular and freeware Java servlet for serving Java applications. Version of 7.0.56. Next one is Strawberry Perl, a popular distribution of Perl for Windows. It's the version of 7.0.56. It's the end of the theoretical part. Now let's move to the practical part, which begins from opening of apachefriends.org, which is for Xampp server. Here you can see the versions of PHP as well as the Xampp server, which can maintains accordingly by the server. Here the updated PHP, that means now the version of PHP is 7.1.11. It's not gonna work on the previous Xampp server, as well as the updated Xampp server also not gonna support the past PHP versions. I'm going to download the updated version of Xampp, that is 7.1.11. Now the download is going to be done. My download is completed. Now run the exe file. Once the software bundle has been downloaded, you can start the installation by double clicking on the file with the ending of .exe. Here I kept the file at the desktop, so start the installation process by double clicking on the Xampp installer. Click next after the splash screen. Here you can select the components you want to install, choose the default selection and click next. I am choosing it defaultly because I need all of them to explain to you. Choose the folder you want to install Xampp in. That is, I am defaultly selecting it as C drives. This folder will hold all your web service files, so make sure to select a drive that has plenty of space also. The next screen is a promo for Bitnami, an app store for server applications like a Play Store, which contains the Android applications or APK files. Deselect the Learn More about Bitnami for Xampp checkbox unless you actually enjoy the receiving the promo mails, etc. Setup is now ready to install Xampp. Click next and wait for the installer to unpack and install selected components. This may take some few minutes or few seconds only as per your system requirements and system processing. You may be asked to approve firewall access to certain components such as Apache during the installation process. Now installation is complete. Select the "Do you want to start the control panel now?" checkbox to open the Zap Control Panel. Controls for the individual components of your test server can be reached through the Zap Control Panel only. The clear user interface logs all the actions and allows you to start or to stop individual modules with a single click. The Zap Control Panel also offers you various other buttons including config, netstart, shell, explorer, services, help and quit at the right side of the Xampp control panel. Here config is nothing but it allows you to configure the Xampp as well as the individual modules of all the Xampp. Netstart is nothing but it will show the processes which are running on the local computer. Shell is nothing but command prompt, that is a Unix shell. Explorer is nothing but opens the Windows Explorer which contains the Xampp server. That means it gonna open at the C drive. Next one is services. It will shows all the services currently running in the background. Now let's move to the help button. It offers and it offers links to user forms. Here user forms is nothing but giving the feedback and how it will be, and how can I made it. These kind of things will be get from the user forms only. Now next one is quit. It closes the Zamp control panel. Now it's the end of the tutorial, guys. Thank you for listening. Keep sharing and leave your feedback and doubts at comments. Don't forget to practice.